Vaya, pues aquí estamos hoy con loops. No hemos visto aquí teoría. Let's start. Okay, let's read first. Loops in programming are used to repeat a block of code multiple times. An example of loops would be when you are designing a program that needs to print out a list of items. How can I stop? Not really. Why was everybody use me for that then? Sí, digo gracias de todos modos porque para que envíes algo 4 segundos, ¿qué hago con 4 segundos de vídeo? Si no lo quieres hacer, puedes decir que no lo hago, no te envío nada, lo voy a entender, no voy a discutir, no voy a decir nada. Pero esto, para eso no hagas nada de una vez. Ok, vamos a seguir. Let's continue. In JavaScript, there are several types of loops that you can use. In this lesson, we'll cover the for loops. Here is the basic syntax for a loop. Sí. Vale. Okay, let's respond to the questions. What is the purpose of the initialization statement in a for loop? To execute code repeatedly to check if the loop should continue running, to set up a counter variable before the loop started, to increment or decrement now. The first one, what happened in the condition if a for loop is always true? The loop will run a limited number of times. The loop will run once and stop. the loop will never be executed, the loop will run forever, and because this is the correct answer. In the following for loop example, what will be the output? It's incrementing by 2. This is the correct answer. Until I is equal and less than 6. Someone said an error. This one. Why? For loop. That's the correct answer. Told you. What's going on? Okay, it's going too slow, but it's okay. I don't really like theory. Oh, how do the for loops work? And when should you use it? For off. For off. A for loop is used when you need to loop over value from an iterable. For example, for iterable will be an array and strings. Okay. Variable of iterable code block executed. The variable in the example represents the current value of the iterable that is being looped over. If you have an array of numbers, the variable will be the current number in the array. If you have a string, the variable will be the current characters in the string. Let's take a look at a few examples so you can better understand how the for loops works. In this first example, we have an array of numbers, and we want to loop over each number and log it to the console. We have received a variable called num that will represent the current value if the array. In the array for iteration 1, number will be 1, for iteration 2, number will be 2, for iteration, and so on. Inside the loop, we are logging the current number to the console. Here's another example where we have a string and I want to loop over each character and log it into the console. FreeCodeCamp car string chart string console.log. Let's see if we can respond to the question. What will be the output of the following? Cons color of colors. Are we allowed to use cons? Let's see. Here's an example of, okay. It's important to note that you can use little cons when declaring the variable in the for loop. Okay, that's the thing I wanted to see. red, green, blue. That's supposed to be the answer. What happens if you try to reassign a value to a variable declared with cons inside the for loops? No? Error. Is the following code sniper? In the following code sniper, what is the log to the console? What is logged to the console? Apple, banana, lead, fruit or fruits, console dialog, fruits. Let's see, this is a method to uppercase, so it's going to be this one. What is for in loop and when should you use it? The normal for, the for off, now the for in. The for in loop is best used when you need to loop over the property of an object. This loop will iterate over all enumerable properties of an object, including inherited properties and non-numeric properties. An inherited property is a property that is inherited from inherited. Let's check how. Google Trans. I need only the sound. It's not so difficult. No audio in here. Inherited. Ah, that was nice. That was right. Inherited. Not inherit. Inherited from the object property chain. Variable in object. Okay, we use this cons prop in fruits. Let's see how we use const. We create a variable name properties and we iterate in the fruit object so we can get all of the values like fruit, the object, and prop, the properties, and then we got the value. Let's see if we can respond to the question. What will be the output of the following code? This is the easiest one. see, let's change for today. I don't really like theory. It's very stressful. While loop. Okay, I don't need to read this. I think so. What is the main difference between while loop and do while? A while loop execute the code block at least once. Yeah. Whereas do while does not. A do while loop execute the code block at least once. No. Let's check it for us to be sure. Why? See? Then we have to change it. This one. Do execute and then after check. Okay. Now over while loop. What happens if the condition in a while loop is initially false? Mm-mm. That theory. What a break and continue statement used for in loops? I thought the break is only used in switch. When we're talking about the switch method. But now a break statement is used to exit a loop early, while a continue statement is used to skip the current iteration of a loop and move to the next one. Here is an example of using a break statement in a for loop. For let I equals 0, I. Okay. Anything is all we can. Now. Those two. Well, which one is the correct one to exit? To exit the loop immediately or to stop the program execution? I think to stop the program execution is here. Break. Exit the program. Skip. This one is the one who skip. Okay. Okay. That's good for the day. One. Oh, wow, have a lot of things in here. So tomorrow we're gonna be more conscious. So we're gonna work at least 2 or 3 of them. Are you sure? Maybe I've solved this problem before. I don't think so, but okay.